Greetings, Wutan Shanibas. It is I, Beastly Dragoon, once again. And after you saw the last short, you're probably wondering, well, what the fuck is this guy up to now? I'm up to this. So, for those who don't know, I make these custom FNAF action figures. It's really fun, honestly. Like, I actually do legitimately have fun making these. I have a whole bunch just waiting to be shown. And so we're starting off with, instead of my first one, we're starting off with what might be my best one. It's Nightmare Fredbear. I genuinely think that he was just completely and unfairly taken out of the action figure line because they knew that they couldn't handle this figure. It's really unfair that he was replaced with Funtime Foxy, or Toy Foxy. I don't understand why they named him Funtime Foxy. And Nightmarion and Jacko Chica. I think that this guy would have been a great Build-A-Figure. And hey, if it was a regular release, they could have made Nightmare as the exclusive recolor. But no, Funko isn't that smart. We all know this. It took a lot to make this guy. This guy has been in progress for about 3 years. I had the idea 3 years ago when I started making customs. But back then, I just did not have the skills to do it. I'll show you the original torso specifically because I only made the torso. But how I made him is I just used Nightmare Freddy feet and then Dreadbear thighs and arms, hands, you know, the usual. And on some parts you can tell by the stitching. I didn't sand it off, and I mean, it was kind of obvious considering the circuit board pattern is still on there. But you know, it's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not too big a deal for me, honestly. It's not a deal breaker. Obviously, if I could sand it and I had the knowledge to do that, I would have done it. But, you know, I think he's fine as is. He's definitely significantly better than what I had planned. As you can see, I extended the snout and jaw area. This is a live wire Toy Freddy head and torso. And then the arms, the upper arms, those aren't from a specific figure. Well, I mean, specifically in the sense that they're not reused per se. They're just System Era Toy Bonnie arms, but from a failed Toy Bonnie where I was going to smooth it out and make him look all smooth and nice. But no, it just ended up looking like a sandcastle Toy Bonnie. But regardless of that, that's basically him. He was pretty easy to do. I sculpted out teeth right here and 2 buttons. I went with black buttons instead of the white and black that he has because A, I hate that look. B, I love the black more. Simple. And as you can see, that is a very convincing endo, isn't it? I'm so good at making endos. But one of the things that I did was open up his mouth and made him actually have like a 3D mouth that you can like put stuff in. And it's sort of to like reference how he has an open mouth in one of his renders. And as you can see, I made the teeth be Nightmare and like, you know, Foxy teeth, which means that they're all over the place. They're all jagged, but they're thin, they're small. They just fit really well for him. Even though that they were a pain to do. If I were to do them again, which I will because I'm going to make a Nightmare figure someday, I would use those Lego teeth claw thingies. Just cut off the Lego part where it's connecting to Lego and then just put them on like this. They're like pretty much the same size and have the same curve as well. You just have to make the mouth a little bit more open. As you can see, I also cut off the cheek there. And I didn't cut off the ear parts where they're supposed to be cut off. That might be an update I do later. But all around, I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm going to show you the original torso. Hang on. So, fair warning, y'all are going to have a little bit of whiplash, because Yeah, looking at it now, it's kind of similar. I mean, as you can see, I originally wanted to go for the white pattern instead. And I sculpted out the fatness, the thickness. As you can see, the back, super obvious. And same with the sides. The front, it's not as obvious as the back. This isn't even a Nightmare Freddy torso. This is a Nightmare Bonnie torso. And another non-ideal thing is him having a swiveling waist. And that is kind of a bit of a problem because how do I connect the teeth? I mean, you could just glue it onto the bottom here, but then, like, how would he rotate like this? And unfortunately, part of the design I didn't see coming was right here. It sort of like gets stuck right there. So it would not have been a good idea to do that, to put the teeth onto here. All around, I think the Nightmare Fred or Livewire Freddy sculpt does loads better than sculpting this out. I think that's just trash at this point. So that's about it. I think the only thing you need to do for Livewire to make him look like Nightmare Freddy is to just extend the jaw and snout outward slightly. But yeah, another thing I forgot to mention is that I used a Rockstar Freddy top hat to make it look thin, because the regular top hat is super big, super massive. But that's about it. You know, this isn't the only figure I have. I might make another video. I have a lot just waiting to be shown. So if you enjoyed this, hey, like, subscribe. I might be making more, you know? You'll be able to see a lot more characters. I have characters like the Mimic, Balloon Boy, some Phantoms, Pop Ghost, Candy. Anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.